93 minutes, the longest of all time. President Tremp's RNC speech ran the length of a motion picture, and unfortunately for his political rivals, offered them very little ammunition to work with. This is not the Tremp of 2016, whose rhetoric was brash, combative, and, yes, often carelessly incendiary. No, to the presumptive dismay of the Democratic establishment, Tremp 2.0 is presenting more and more like a veteran statesman, a man with nothing to prove. After all, who needs theatrics when you've got Hulk Hogan waiting in the wings like a patriotic Chippendale on TRT? Hell, even CNN's Van Jones acknowledged that he hadn't seen a convention this unified and alive with hope since the DNC in 2008. That is some high praise, folks. In fact, across an hour and a half, the former president barely even acknowledged the Democrats, let alone made time to bash them. Is this tonal shift a result of some kind of newfound perspective, having had a brush with death? Or is it pure pragmatism? Allow the Democrats to self-implode whilst taking the higher road. Either way, it's working. Tremp looks more presidential than ever, whilst Boden fades, almost as though he's sucking the life force out of him. And rumors are swirling that as the puppet masters are ramping up the pressure for Sleepy Joe to say goodnight, Kamala is getting ready to step up and to see what can be unburdened by what has been, as evidenced by this top-secret leaked footage. Let's take a look.
So, when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires. We are the United States of America because we are united and because we are states. That's why this election is so important, because we have the ability to see what can be, unburdened by what has been, and then to make the possible actually happen. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Amazing stuff, Kamala. Tremp won't know what hit him. Okay, let's move on. Let's imagine he's just attacked you for incarcerating so many African Americans on Mickey Mouse drug charges, which I'm not saying you did, but liars lie. So what's your response?
You know, I spent many years as the DA in San Francisco, and one of the things that I realized was so important was to understand the nuances between law and order and law. Because over time, things change along with the context in which they exist. So when we think about how to keep our communities strong, first, we need to ask ourselves, which community and whose strength? Because sometimes vulnerability is the strength we need to be unburdened by what has been and what will be.
Kamala Luther King in the house.
Was that specific enough?
Oh my God, yes, we're talking forensic precision here. You're like a goddamn sniper, but with words.
Just like a lamb to the slaughter. And the crazy thing is, we all know who the Democrats should put up, the only candidate with a hope in hell of giving Tremp a run for his money. The only candidate with the kind of integrity and authenticity and abs to win back some of the independents from the Republican Party, not to mention crypto voters. But they won't. Not just because they're morons, but because they'd rather lose than put a Kennedy back in the White House. Anyway, we'll be back soon, but until then, the ticker is